Welcome to part 2 of this series. In this episode I'll be looking at the teams, drivers and cars for this year's season. The first team to be looked at are the defending Constructors Champions, Red Bull. They have Sebastian Vettel and Mark Webber driving for them. Their car is great. They'll probably have a good shot at the championship. The team that occupies this year's numbers 3 and 4 are Scuderia Ferrari. These two guys have been improving their car over the last few years. I'm hoping that they win the championship either this year or next. The last time we saw Ferrari at the top was with Kimi Raikkonen in 2007. Before that, Michael Schumacher in the early 2000s. Ferrari's drivers are Fernando Alonso and Felipe Massa. The third team to be looked at is Vodafone McLaren Mercedes. This team was billed as a strong team in this year's season. However, their poor showing in Melbourne has put a few question marks about this. They occupy numbers 5 and 6 with Jenson Button and Sergio Perez driving for them. The team that occupies numbers 7 and 8 are Lotus. Over the last few years, they were Renault and had poor showings. But now, with Kimi Raikkonen and their new branding, have shown they are a strong force within Formula 1. The addition of Romain Grosjean makes the team interesting, as he has driven at ING Renault before. This year, Mercedes occupy numbers 9 and 10, with a new log W04. The drivers are Nico Rosberg and Lewis Hamilton, who both have good experience and have both run Formula 1 races. Mercedes have continued to improve over the last few years, with Nico winning in China and Michael Schumacher getting a podium in Valencia. Schumacher also got provisional pole at the Monaco Grand Prix in 2012. Sauber, after a strong showing last year, looks to continue this, with Esteban Gutierrez debuting and Nico Hülkenberg joining them from Force India. I hope they do have a good year, as I do enjoy watching Sauber's race. They have a strong team, and I hope they build on their success. The next team to be looked at is Force India, with Paul di Resta and Adrian Sutil driving for them. Adrian Sutil was a strong driver during his early years, and Paul di Resta has shown that he can compete amongst top names in the sport. I hope they have a strong season. Adrian Sutil was able to lead part of the Australian Grand Prix last weekend, so I hope he's able to build on that after his year off. Williams are the next team I will look at. Their drivers are Spanish Grand Prix winner from last year, Pastor Maldonado, and they're debuting Valtteri Bottas. I think I got that right. I don't know how to say it, but I think it's right. Their car looks strong compared to the cars around them, so the Toro Rossos and Force Indias. So I hope they have a strong year. Maldonado just needs to be careful of incidents, obviously with the new driver's penalty system being introduced. Red Bull sister team, Toro Rosso. These guys use the Ferrari engine, where Red Bull uses the Renault engine. Toro Rosso are a strong group, and I look for them to build on their successes of last year. Their seats are taken up by Aussie Dan Ricciardo and Frenchman J.E. Jean-Eric Vergne. We are getting low into the order. It's time to look at Caterham. They have Charles Pic and debuting Gerard van der Garde from the Netherlands driving for them. Van der Garde, I like what I've been seeing from him in Melbourne. If he had a strong team, I'm sure he'd have a big impact on Formula 1. Please note, whenever I talk about Van der Garde from now on, I'll be using VDG. The final team that I'll be looking at that is running this season is Marussia, also known as Virgin. Their drivers are Jules Bianchi and Max Chilton, both new to Formula 1. I hope they have good careers and have a strong impact in their first season. If you have been counting, you'll know that I've only said 11 teams, so you're wondering, where's España? España sadly had to withdraw from the sport as they could not pay the entry fee. And in December, they announced liquidation.